When I was first elected to the Oregon State Senate in 1976 and took office in January 1977, it didn't take me long to figure out that those of us who were urban liberals were not in control. To start with, there was a pitched battle on who was going to be the president of the Senate. And all of my Portland liberal friends wanted it to be Frank Roberts, and a coalition of rural Democrats and Republicans kept Jason Bowe for his third, I think it was, term as Senate president. And there were only 6 Republicans. And there was jokes about when they wanted to have a caucus, they went into a telephone booth. But 6 was enough to go with the rural Democrats to be in control. Vic Attia was the minority leader, quote unquote, at that time, and a very powerful personality. And he had the absolute support of his 5 Republican colleagues, but they also had Jack Ripper from Coos Bay and a guy named Dick Groner from Clackamas County. And they even had my friend, Blaine Whipple, who I helped run unsuccessfully for Congress in 1964. 64, is that right? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, it is. But here we were. We didn't have the votes to elect Frank Roberts to be Senate president. And that was the beginning of my revelation that we weren't in control. Even though there were 24 Democrats, we couldn't elect somebody who was supporting the Democratic platform, in those days called an urban liberal. We were stuck with somebody that had the support of the 6 Republicans, and what's 6 from 24, 18? We had about 10 votes. And that's the way it rocked and rolled my entire time there. I eventually, in 1983, became the majority leader. I managed to get a majority of the Democrats' votes +1 and served as majority leader. But still, that session, Ed Faley, we did choose somebody that was an urban Democrat, because he got the support of Debs Potts and Jack Ripper and the conservative Democrats to organize the Senate and be the president. But he wasn't in control all the time. They would gang up on him, and you couldn't come in with a progressive agenda and push it through. Let me just put it that way. We had some victories. There were times when we could overwhelm the opposition and get some good votes. But day in and day out, year in and year out, the entire 12 years I was there, the coalition of Republicans and rural Democrats were what was carrying the thing. And I don't think most people understand that. I think now all the talk and agitation about the MAGAs controlling our United States government, there's a greater awareness, I think, that moderate and conservative Democrats are coalescing with the Republicans. But you never read about it in the newspaper when I was in the Senate. It just wasn't talked about. It was just there, and it influenced everything. I don't know what else to say about this, but it was pretty profound and disappointing, but you got used to it after a while. You had to, or leave. But the average person just doesn't know about that. And of course, the newspapers and television want to curry favor from the businesses, so they don't talk about it. So there you have it.